So today's a travel day and it is a 2-day trip. I'm flying from Winnipeg to Toronto, Toronto to Quebec City to pick up my brand new gear for next season and get it on the ice. This journey starts with a bright and early wake up call, 3 a.m., get out of bed, drive through downtown to the airport for 4 a.m. Now, big shout out to my boy John for hooking me up with a military discount because Air Canada gives up to 3 bags for free to any military members and or friends and family. John, you're awesome. Thank you for your service, my friend. My gear goes to oversize and I go to my gate on the plane and we are off to Toronto. Now, I'm going to be honest, there really are many perks living in Manitoba in the prairies, but seeing the full skyline, basically when you're 10 feet off the runway, is definitely one of them. And once the plane is in the air, I am burying Coke Zeros and Diet Cokes like there is no tomorrow because they're free and 0 calorie. 2.5 hours later, we land in Toronto at Pearson International. Now, today I had a 5-hour layover, but almost every single flight in the airport was delayed and mine was no exception. We got delayed 4 hours, so Air Canada gave me a meal voucher, 2 of them actually, for $10 each. So I went and got some sushi, did a little bit of body maintenance because my body hates sitting in airplane seats. And after that, we were out of Toronto and we flew right over the downtown Toronto skyline, the CN Tower, which I'll be honest was pretty cool. I've never done that before. But after that, we were right into Quebec. Now, I will say this may quite possibly be the most beautiful flight I've ever had and that I've ever been on. Quebec City was vibrantly green and visually perfect this afternoon. So I get off the plane, head to the arrivals. Oh, there was my bags right there. Head to the baggage terminal and pick up said bags from said baggage terminal. Now, this here is Mike from Pro Laces. He is the founder of Pro Laces and he is picking me up today and I'm staying with him for the next 2 days. After that, we load up my gear into the car and we leave the airport. But check out this Quebec City skyline. This is awesome and honestly one of my favorite things about traveling is seeing this kind of stuff. It's about a 2-hour drive, by the way. We're heading back to Chicoutimi where Mike lives, home of the Chicoutimi Seguin in the QMJHL. But check this out. This right here is probably why I would say Quebec is very visually underrated. It's like the fjords in Norway out here. Seriously awesome. Fast forward the next day, went to the shop, got all my new gear, Lefebvre 20.2 580 glove with the double T, reinforced T-bar, skate lace pockets, stock blocker, and the new pads with 35+1 sizing. Now, I could bore you with specs and all that kind of stuff, but that was last week's video, so you want to see the full breakdown of my new Lefebvre gear, check out that video. I posted the full video last week. Anyway, on to some new stuff. I actually picked up a brand new jock because I sold my old one on sideline swap, and yes, this is a true story. I sold my 13-year-old Von V3 jock on sideline swap, true story. Got some brand new pants. These are Bauer S20 Customs. They are double XL size. I've always used extra large sizing, but I've just been craving a little bit more room for mobility, especially in my post play. So this year we decided to go double XL custom, and come on, you gotta put the extra long skate laces in the pants. It's an unreal style move. I don't care what anybody else says. You gotta do it. Shaved down my brand new Hyperlight stick, got it dressed up, brought in Center Grip and the brand new Butt Ends Pitbull. More on that probably in a future video. Fresh cowlings in the custom boots. I'm feeling good and feeling fresh. Put a dangler back on the old mask because the new mask is currently being painted for the start of next season. And yes, for those asking, I am going to be doing a white cage this season. I'm really excited about that. Took the glove. It is a practice palm after all. Threw it in the oven to get it nice and crispy. And that was it. Leave the shop, head through downtown Chicoutimi to the rink. Also, what a beautiful day. Unreal day to be heading for a skate. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what this rink was called because it was some weird French name, and keeping in mind that I was born and raised in Western Canada, so we don't really know how to say these kind of things. But it was a very nice rink. Very, very beautiful rink, I might add. Also, don't forget to warm up and get the hips moving, kids, because this tractor does not fire up the same way that it used to anymore. When you get old and stiff, you can't just show up for ice times anymore. Now, you've probably seen my last video on the Lefebvre 22 set, but although it is technically speaking a boring setup, I think the white gear with the custom mask combo looks pretty good. And I mean, if Sergei Bobrovsky can pull it off, why can't I? As far as the ice time goes, we had a QMJHL shooter from Chicoutimi, whose name I also can't pronounce or remember because it was really, really, really French. A couple AAA midget players and current NHL referee Justin St. Pierre. By the way, this guy is a beauty and actually probably a lot better at hockey than you might think because he's a referee. So after that, finished up the ice time, head back to Mike's place. By the way, this is his cat, and this here is his garage where all the Pro Laces magic happens. And he's also got all the current Pro Laces goalies and former Pro Laces goalies over the years on the wall. He's also got 2 baby goats that live next door. Now fast forward the next day, we're heading home. I'm heading home back to Winnipeg, but I'm heading home in about 3 hours. And Ashton's apparently is the poutine place to go check out. Trying to get a French poutine experience. I mean, if you're gonna go to Quebec, you gotta try the poutine. I feel like it would almost be like disrespectful to go to Quebec and not get a poutine, or at least try it. Especially since I was heading back to Toronto at the Pearson Airport where the delays are getting ridiculous these days, and it might be a bit before my next meal. Back through Quebec City to the Lesage Airport. That is my cringy French accent, and I apologize. We grabbed all my stuff, went to go check in my gear. Once again, shout out to John for the military discount. Johnny, you are the man, and again, thank you for your service. Now, they say safety never takes a holiday, and to be honest, now that is my mobility routine, because even on the floor of the Jean Lesage Airport in Quebec City, if I'm feeling tight, I'm rolling out and I'm getting loose. Onto the plane, back to burying Coke Zeros like it's nobody's business. Back to my favorite airport in all of Canada, the Toronto Pearson. By the way, that was sarcastic in case you didn't pick up on that. And that is because I had a 6-hour layover. We loaded the plane, everything's looking good, and then we sat on the runway for 2 hours. And I am not going to lie, this is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts, and I think drives most people nuts these days traveling. but almost as much as having random strangers watch me and track me online, which is why I use NordVPN. Because if you're traveling to Europe or even inside this crazy country that we live in called Canada, you're going to want NordVPN because it hides your IP address, encrypts your data, and it even allows you to stream hockey safely. NHL, SHL, college hockey, NCAA, whatever. Pick whatever streaming site you want, turn NordVPN threat protection on, and connect to one of their hundreds of servers, and you're safe. I use it to watch all my NHL playoffs and all my hockey all season long. And if you click that first link in the video description at nordvpn.com/TRAVSUCKS, it's going to get you the most up-to-date offer that Nord has. It gives me cybersecurity and peace of mind everywhere I travel, whether I'm on my laptop in the airport, I'm on my phone. That's nordvpn.com/TRAVSUCKS. Anyway, plane lands home back in Winnipeg, and that will basically conclude the trip. Also, fun little story. I was trying to meet up with Matt Murray, goalie for the Ottawa Senators, on this trip to hang out and record a podcast in person. Never done an in-person podcast before, but he doesn't live too far away from where I was, and we were trying to make it work, but our schedules just couldn't line up. So we ended up recording the podcast the next day, which, by the way, is a great listen. The podcast is called Slinging the Biscuit. I host it with Pat Shea. New episodes every Sunday. You should definitely give it a listen. I know a lot of people aren't big Matt Murray fans. Honestly, I've gotten the chance to know him in the last couple weeks, and he's a really great guy. So thank you for giving the podcast a listen. It might actually change your mind, change your opinion on him, because this guy gets so much hate. He deserves nothing but love online, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. There will be more normal vlog programming over the next couple of videos. Hit the subscribe button for more, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.